Hey everybody, how's it going? Thought I'd make this quick video here on the Strike Eagle again. I was going to put this in the video overview I did of the Strike Eagle, but it's getting a bit long, and this can be applied for other scopes as well. This is a really cool method you can use to check the tracking and reticle of your scope. All you need is a distance between you and a blank wall. I'm just looking at my garage wall here. Pardon me, my garage door, and you need to know the distance. This is 13 meters exactly, and you need to know what your either mil or MOA translates to at that distance. I'm running an MRAD scope, so 1 mil at 13 meters is 13 millimeters exactly. This would have been a lot easier to do at 10 meters with a centimeter grid piece of paper, but the Strike Eagle does not focus down at 10 meters, so I had to do this at 13. I went ahead and drew up a grid on a blank piece of paper with those distances, so 13 mil grid on a blank piece of paper. I tried to take my time and make it as accurate as possible. And the first thing you're going to look for, looking through your scope, is to see if your subtensions on the reticle markings line up with the grid as you would expect it to. Now I'm doing this behind a viewfinder, so I tried to line it as best as possible, but it's really hard to do on such a small screen. So hopefully it's lined up properly, but when I was looking through the scope by myself, I could see that it was lining up really nicely, and hopefully again that's coming across on video. I apologize for any glare, by the way. There is a big window right behind me. Anyway, looking at the reticle and making sure that it lines up with the grid is going to allow you to verify and make sure that your reticle is properly sized and that you can actually use it with your ballistics calculator, for instance, for holdovers. After verifying that, you can start dialing in elevation, and for each mil or MOA you dial, you want to make sure that the reticle is landing properly on the grid as you would expect. So I'm just going to go ahead and start dialing in some elevation here. Again, hopefully this is coming across well on camera. It's, again, really hard to do on such a small screen. And you can basically just play around with the turrets, dial in whatever you want, and just see if the turrets are tracking properly. So let's go ahead and first let's dial in the ½ mil below my 0. And then back to 0. Let's dial in 1 mil. Now, when you're dialing up, your reticle is actually going to move down, obviously, so it brings your shot placement up. So that's 1 mil. Let's go to 2 mils. Looks to be pretty good. Let's go to 5. And might as well just bump it up to 10. So that's 10 right there. Should be landing on the line perfectly. And we can do some elevation as well. Let's go to the right, which will move it to the left. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Let's go to the left. So that's back on our 0 line. And that's 3 to the left. Let's go down back to our 0 position. Actually, let's go to 5 mils here. We'll bring our windage back to 0. And we'll bring our elevation to 0. See if it lines back up with our 0 marker, which in this case is an orange sticker, which it does. So that's pretty neat. You can kind of just play around with dialing in elevation to your turrets and just watching your reticle through your scope, making sure it lands on the grid properly. I'm going to be quiet now. I'm just going to let you guys look at the reticle while I play around with the turrets. I apologize for any shakiness. I don't have a really solid gun vise I could put my rifle into. It's just sitting on top of a table right now, but you guys get the idea. You can kind of just play around with the turrets and see if your scope tracks properly at home. It's a cool little trick. See if we can dial these at the same time. So it works. It's pretty cool, and the Strike Eagle now does track really well. I'm very happy with the scope. If you guys have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys found it useful. I'll see you guys in the next video.